This is the inside of my Akai 4000DS reel-to-reel tape recorder from 1972. Today I took it apart. As you can see, over there is the wooden case, and here I have the machine. I wanted to look inside because sometimes this machine has a very annoying and bad sounding distortion in the output signal, and so I wanted to find out if something is wrong in here. And so let's make a little tour of the inside. Now first, here we have the motor, which is running the capstan using this flat belt. And this is the really big flywheel. And here inside the motor you can see we have the fan. And here we have the voltage selector, power input, and these are the line in, line out, and the DIN jack. Over here we have the counter belt. Down there is the counter, and here is the supply reel. We have a big motor run capacitor here, and right here we have the circuit board of the power supply and the bias oscillator. And so here you have the connections for the erase head. This is right here, and this is the mechanism for the record play switch. And right here we have the big circuit board, the record and playback section. And well, I looked inside this machine and I found out that behind there, down here, were the connections for the line out jacks are. Somebody built some additional resistors into the circuitry. They acted as some kind of attenuation circuit. I don't know why the previous owner put this in here. Maybe he had problems with his amplifier. You know, that the input of the amplifier was overdriven by this tape recorder. Well, I took these resistors out. And now first of course I looked into the service manual for this machine, into the schematics if the resistors are part of the circuitry, but they were not, and so I took them out. Now this was the first thing I did. The second thing is over here. As you can see, right here we have some regulators. And this was written by me on here. We have the playback levels right here, and here we have record levels. And I looked into the service manual, which I have downloaded from the internet, and I found out how to adjust these levels, because I thought maybe they are wrong, because the meters of this reel-to-reel are acting very strange sometimes. They're showing much too low. You know, levels are always too low on the meters. And so I adjusted these levels. For adjusting the playback levels, I first had to make a test tape. I did that using my Toshiba reel-to-reel over there. I had to record a 250 Hertz tone onto a tape with 0 dB, and I did that right there. I played it back on this machine, and so I was able to adjust the playback levels. And then on this machine I recorded 1000 Hertz test signal. These test signals, by the way, were generated using my computer I have a computer program that can generate those test tones, so I don't need some kind of tone generator, big external unit or something. While using that 1000 Hertz test tone, I was also able to adjust the record levels. So now I'm pretty sure that this machine will run much better than it did before. And well, I hope that I also fix the distortions, and I also try to adjust the bias. The regulators are below down here. You cannot see them. But unfortunately I don't know how to do that, because the service manual tells you something about that you should hook up a frequency counter, which I also have as a program on my computer. Well, the service manual tells you that you should hook up the frequency counter onto a test point. Well, but there is a little problem. They don't tell you where that test point is. And so I'm not able to adjust the bias. But anyway, I'm really sure that this reel-to-reel will run much better now, as I already said. And well, I hope you enjoyed this video.